We don't need that many tools to install a heating cable system, but the tools that we need are really important. First off, measuring tape. It's normally used to get accurate measurement. Pencil, marker, calculator, knee pads to protect your knees, utility knife in case you need to cut the membrane to insert the cold lead and the end of the cable. Hot glue gun. One inch stick or pipe. The cable box can be used as the cable dispenser if you don't have one. Electrical tape, mainly used to tape down the ID tag to make sure that when you pull the cold lead to the electrical box, you don't rip off the identification tag from the cable. Also, you'll need a wood float or a wood trowel. Very helpful to insert the cable inside the membrane. Shears if you need to cut some cable guides. Scissor if you need to cut the cable mats. Woods or concrete chisel in case you need to groove down the subfloor to make sure that the mechanical joint or the end of the cable are at the same level as the heating cable. Flex glide if you're using the Flextherm system, and a vacuum. Vacuum to make sure that your floor or membrane is clean before you start the cable installation. And finally, a vacuum to clear the floor from any debris or dust. When you install the membrane, there can be some overflow of thin set in between the sheets, which can be very difficult to clean while it's wet. When dry, make sure to remove all the thin set residue to make sure that there's none left on the membrane that could damage the cable during its installation. But mostly, you'll need a ohm meter or multimeter, and also a megometer, also called a megger. These are really important tools to make sure that you have a cable in a perfect condition. What are they used for? First, to validate that you have purchased a cable in perfect condition. At Flextherm, when we manufacture the cable, the identification tag will only print out if the cable passes all the quality tests. If it doesn't pass the test, the cable is rejected. So we know when the cable leaves Flextherm, the cable is in good condition. What we don't control is the transportation, so between Flextherm and the distributors. Also, a distributor could sell a cable to a customer. This customer bring it back, sell it to somebody else. So there's a lot of variable that we don't control. So you want to make sure that when you purchase the cable, it's in perfect condition. Make sure that you do not damage the cable during its installation. It's really unlikely to happen, but if it's the case, then you have the tool to test it. Also to confirm that no one else has damaged the cable. You leave the job site, could have another trades come in, walking over the cable, so you want to make sure that nobody else damaged the cable after you did the installation. Also, to adequately serve client in case of a malfunction. If a client calls you and says that his floor is not heating anymore, you need those tools to know whether if it's the thermostat or the cable that is the problem. There's actually no way to test the thermostat, so the only way to know if it's the cable or the thermostat is by testing the cable with those tools. Also, never plug a cable while it's on the spool to test it. You can imagine that 1000 watt or 800 to 1000 watt on a very, very small area, it won't take long for the cable to melt down, so it's really not a good idea.